Hey there and welcome back to South Park: The Stick of Truth. My name is Pete and today we complete, or at least begin to complete, the final quest of the game, because today we are going to beat up Clyde. Now, in the last episode we have successfully recruited the girls to our cause, and we are still inside of their clubhouse where we will also stay for a while longer, because we can get a few more friend requests, a bit of equipment and also another Chin Pokemon.
I bet you're thinking about something totally deep right now.
Heidi's having a slumber party. Oops. I almost forgot you're not a girl.
Thank you so much for clearing my name. Now when girls call me a whore, it's more in a joking way.
You're totally hot.
The girls will be ready to help you whenever you need us. You're really different from the other boys. Like, you aren't even gross.
We should be friends so you can like my posts.
I learned that betrayal can actually make your friendship stronger, and it's all thanks to you. As an honorary girl, you have been granted full access to our adorable supplies. Want to do a little shopping?
And with the $5 we currently possess, we can't really do much here, so we won't buy anything here.
Stay gold, new kid.
Back outside, and now we have a few things to take care of.
My pirating days are behind me now, thankfully.
First things first, we want to leave the playground and head down to the right side here, where we can make a quick stop at Mr. Slave's house to renew our summon.
Hey, new kid, I've got a little time for you if you need me to put somebody up my ass.
Wonderful, this now once again allows us to use Mr. Slave as a summon in combat, and his summon is the one that you definitely want to have available before heading off to Clyde's fortress. Now, in the last episode we visited Canada and we unlocked the Nagasaki fart, and there is one more location here in South Park where we can use that on that was previously inaccessible. You might remember episode 9, I believe it was, where we went down into the sewers, and down there we caught a quick glimpse of the crab people. However, unfortunately we were unable to talk to them because a big rock was in the way. With the Nagasaki fart, that rock can now be moved, and we can gain access to Chin Pokemon number 29, some equipment and a friend request from the crab people. And that is our business completed down here in the sewers. We have unlocked the Friends in Strange Places achievement for befriending both the Underpants Gnomes and the Crab People. And now we also have only one more Chin Pokemon remaining until the collection is complete.
I used to be sad, but I found Jesus at the church.
Now, in our trip to Canada in the last episode, we also defeated the Canadian barking spider, the last one of 6 animals that we needed to hunt for the Big Game Hunting with Jimbo side quest. And now that all 6 beasts are defeated, we can return to Ned and Jimbo and turn in the quest.
What can I do for you, new kid? Ah, I hate spiders. Sure hope you blasted the heck out of it. Man, you showed that bacteria what a real hunter looks like. That mouse was making us all look bad. In more ways than one, eh, Ned? Speak for yourself. All right, looks like that bat sucked its last fruit. Nice work. I remember when I bagged my first dog. This was real personal for me and Ned. Well, we lost half our unit to a farm cow when we were stationed in Hanoi. Far as we're concerned, you're a damn hero, kid. We're both proud to know you. I have no words. You're probably the best hunter this town's ever seen. Right up there with me and Ned at our prime, right, Ned? Straight up.
Alright, wonderful. This earns us friend requests from both Ned and Jimbo, and we also just received Jimbo's key. And that key can be used right here inside of the gun shop. We simply need to teleport over to the wooden beam above the two, where we can use the key to open the treasure chest. Alright, back out of the gun shop, and now we have to do something that I simply forgot about over the course of the playthrough. Because up next we desperately need to get our finances up, and for that purpose we will equip all items and equipment patches that give a bit of bonus money. I apologize in advance, this is something I should have planned for, but unfortunately I didn't. While we are equipping, we also want to make sure to max out our mana bar, because coming up next we are going to unlock another achievement.
This looks like a job for the Grand sidekick.
Now, there is an achievement in the game for shitting your pants 3 times during combat. Now, we already did that once during a boss fight in episode 14 to unlock the Irritable Bowels achievement, and now we have to simply do it 2 more times for the Pulling Mud achievement. The main challenge here at this point is to not accidentally kill the enemy, so we won't do much damage here while both Cartman and the new kid always feed the new kid with mana potions. And here we are. Over the course of the game, this is now number 3, and we have unlocked the Pulling Mud achievement.
Perhaps the reward is in order. Gold, Frankenstein cents?
Okay, that's 2 achievements down, but we still have a few more to go, and we will actually unlock the next one in just a second. Let's just first collect a bit more money here, and then we can head into Skeeter's bar. And in here we want to do something very simple, very straightforward, and that is to simply fart on Skeeter 100 times.
We don't take kindly to those kinds of butt noises around here.
I will quickly speed up the process here for you. All in all, it should take about 1.5 minutes, and it is also completely up to you whether or not you do this on 100 different people or on one and the same. This right here is the easiest way in my opinion, and using it, the achievement can be unlocked pretty much instantly after starting the game.
Kindly to those kinds of butt noises around here.
Here we are now, the Canadian Handshake achievement is unlocked, and that is now achievement number 3 of the episode. So up next, we'll have to make ourselves a bit of money. In total, we want to have at least $175 before we begin the assault on Clyde's fortress. That amount of money is needed to buy something, which is in turn needed to unlock another achievement, and like I said earlier, it seems like I completely forgot about it. Luckily though, there is a way from Skeeter's bar here down to the photo dojo that is just filled with parking meters, and the good thing is that those parking meters refill every time we enter a building. So if you're willing to invest a bit of time, this is actually one of the easiest ways to make money in the game. Simply smash all the parking meters, collect the cash, and then enter a building at the end, head back out, rinse and repeat.
Skeeter really cleaned up that bar of his. Next thing you know, there'll be soap in the bathroom.
Now, I will be honest here, if you have followed this walkthrough step by step, then it will take you a short while to get to the $175, but if you have the right outfit equipped, you can make something between $5 and $7 on each trip, so if you have about 15 minutes to spare, that should be all it takes. As you can see at the top, we also have a bit of money still left in Canadian dollars, but keep in mind those cannot be used here in South Park, so you might want to exchange those back if you still have any left. At the end here, we can then simply enter the photo dojo, immediately exit again, and all the parking meters are refilled. I will now continue to do that for a while off screen, and I'll see you back in just a moment. A quick bit of info here off screen. If you want to follow the completionist spirit and buy all the available equipment in the game, then you probably want to get your funds a bit closer to $200, otherwise you might have the risk of missing out on 1 or 2 unique items. Alright, here we are. We now have enough money, and I also quickly went back to Canada to exchange the rest that we had there. And as you might be able to see, I also changed our outfit slightly. Not that it really matters at this point, we are stupidly powerful no matter what, but I just felt like going with something a bit different. Now that we have enough cash though, it is time to prepare for the next quest, and that means it's time to head into Tom's RHINOPLASTY.
To be honest, I hadn't really even noticed you had a nose.
Back again, I see. Let me show you our brochure.
And here we want to buy the Hasselhoff for $175.
Oh yes, that would look great on you. All right, go on through. Door to your right.
Buying this right here is a requirement for an achievement later on, and once we leave for Clyde's fortress, we've pretty much passed the point of no return for that achievement, so we won't leave until we have the procedure applied. With $175 more spent here, we have now also spent more than $500 throughout the entire game, and that unlocks the Make It Rain achievement.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tom. Understand you're wanting some work done. Just have a seat right here. All right, just relax. This won't hurt a bit until I start, at which point it will hurt immensely. Here we go.
Oh, that looks nice. Big improvement. Come back if you ever need any more work done.
Did you get a haircut or something? You look different.
You're the new kid I've been hearing about.
Alright, and with that lovely new face of ours, it is now time to finally continue the main quest line, and that means we can fast travel back to the Elven Kingdom and assemble the troops.
Everyone listen up! The girls have agreed to fight by our side!
Huzzah! The pirates and the Federation factions are standing by to fight as well, my lord. Then the time for talk is over. Let us all make haste to Clyde's house!
Today, we are not elves and humans. Today, we fight as one.
What we do here now will be written and sung about on YouTube for days to come. Let us besiege the army of darkness with the courage of dragons. Let us delve their dungeon with swords and sorcery.
Let us charge our shields and use photon torpedoes to vaporize the Klingons.
Kevin, god damn it. Every fucking time, Kevin. God fucking damn it, seriously.
I'm sorry.
Armies of justice! Prepare! Ready! And let's be the plan! Clyde! We're coming for you, Clyde!
Ow! I'm hit! They tore my costume. I worked really hard on it. You sons of bitches are gonna get what's coming to you!
Our Lord and Master calls for your head!
Okay, with Wendy in need here, our first task is to help her out, and that of course sounds like a perfect job for Paladin Butters.
Yes, sir. There you go, Al. Thanks. Here, I got this for you. Granted us eternal life.
As a reward, she gives us the superhero weapon patch, and we can use Nagasaki on the gate here to open up our way onwards.
You take the tower from the inside. Me and the pirates are gonna scale it from the outside.
Now, instead of heading straight for the main gate, we took a quick detour here. This gives us a bit of loot and also the chance to take out one enemy without a fight.
Me, Master.
Up next, we can quickly shut down the generator and then take out enemy number 2.
We're gonna queen you. Bring it. I don't like being pushed around.
Since we're going 2 against 1 here and the enemy is not super powerful, the fight doesn't last too long, and so after a quick sling of David, Butters and his hammer can finish the job.
Forgive me, Master.
Maybe now you'll turn your life around. Let's get inside.
With the enemies taken care of, we could now go inside, but we're not going to do that. Not only would we just run into an ambush, but we would also miss out on some valuable loot and experience points. So instead we will once again loop back around, and then we can shrink down to gnome form to sneak into the back.
Oh fuck, I'm bleeding! I'm bleeding out! Your word is the command, my lord.
Once again, we can use Butters here to help.
Yes, sir. There you go, Al. Fuck yeah! Fucking die, rat! Ah! That's for my brothers, you furry fuck!
And then, while the gnome takes out one rat, we can take care of the other one. Don't forget to loot the backpack over in the corner here, and then we can loop around, grab the remains of the second rat, and open up a path onwards that we're not going to use. Instead, we'll use the pipe on the right side here to continue, which eventually brings us up to the second floor on the inside of the fortress.
We are the Dark Lord's mighty Cyclops. You shall not pass. Nice job, douchebag. See you at the top.
Now one Cyclops here can be taken out by first luring him over to the lamp with the sneaky squeaker.
What are you looking at?
Maybe you should be a doctor.
And then the other one will quickly fall in a conventional fight.
Get that twerp.
You sure about this?
The enemy does have a solid amount of shields here, but once again it's 2 against 1, and with all of our efforts focused on him, the fight only lasts a few seconds.
I think I just found a new bottom bitch. Yeah!
By the way, these two were previously manning the rockets that you could see on the balustrade, and that is why we did not enter through the front door. Once we have everything of value here, we can use the pipe to go back down where we came from. The wooden plank that we removed earlier would have gotten us into the ground floor, but apart from that, it wouldn't have given us any sort of advantage. That is also why we're not going to use it now. Instead, we will now finally take the fortress's main entrance.
Hope you like dying.
First of all, we can grab some loot from the chest here, and then it is, in my opinion, a good idea to switch your buddy back to Cartman, because up next we're going to fight a larger group of enemies.
Sacrifice to our Dark Lord. Battle station.
Now we have 3 guys against us, and that means the Sling of David won't be enough, so instead we'll use the Plagues of Egypt to do a bit of damage to all of them. This also grants us both attack and ability up, while the Fiery Hail right here also removes a bit of armor. And so Cartman can first use the magic missile on the Shadow Knight here,
Lightning bolt. Son of a...
and then take out the entire group with the Burning Cloud.
And so the party journeyed onward.
With both the barricade and the group behind it cleared, we can now help ourselves to a bit more loot, including a backpack that is hidden in the back of the room. By the way, it is also possible to shoot down the bowling ball here, however I have to admit I haven't really figured out yet what that does. At least in my game, it definitely had no effect on the group we just fought. Once the ground floor is cleared, we can then use the ladder here to climb higher, and since we already took care of this floor as well, we can climb upstairs once more.
Bad kitty. That's a bad kitty.
Alright, up here we now want to wait for the Nazi zombie kid to stand below the tire on the right, because shooting it down will then take care of him immediately. This, however, now unleashes a few more enemies, but we can take care of those with the sneaky squeaker, luring them all next to the lamp at the bottom,
Those ones hurt, huh?
which we can then blow up for 3 easy kills. With the majority of the group decimated, this now leaves only 1 single enemy against us, and a single Nazi zombie shouldn't be much trouble for us at this point.
Fucking weak, dude.
Once again, this guy does have a pretty high armor rating, but we can attack twice before he's even able to make a move, and so a Sling of David and Cartman's curse ability should be enough to take him out.
Dickface, goddammit, Ginger, Wiener, Christian, Dizzy Tubes, Ball Sucker, Vagina, Zany Boat, Alcoholic, Harry Bout. You guys lose.
Looting the bodies here after the battle can be a bit annoying because most of the enemies are grouped closely together, but then again you don't have to worry too much about missing anything. None of the enemies here holds anything of particular value. Once we're done, we can then begin to work on the platform, and that means first of all smashing the leg and then using Nagasaki to bring the whole thing crumbling down.
We've got your back. Pirates, help the commander.
And with the help of Stan and the kindergartners, we can then once again climb 1 level higher.
All right, here's the plan. Attack each tower and raise the gate so we can get into Clyde's lair. Maplebeard, clear the path.
Yay!
Fuck you. The fuck?
Alright, priority number 1 is of course to set off the rocket here. This makes Ike our friend and kills 1 enemy, and it also leaves the tower on the right weak enough to be brought down by another Nagasaki. This then also takes care of the enemy inside, and we can then loot his body, and after a bit of back and forth, also the chest behind him. Turning the wheel here will open the gate, however only partly. This would be enough for us to squeeze through using gnome form, but we actually want to stay here a while longer to, for example, grab Chin Pokemon number 30. This now gives us a friend request from the Chin Pokemon Toy Corporation, and it also unlocks the Chinpocalypse achievement. To take out the tower on the left side, we can first of all shoot down the lamp inside, and then follow things up with a well-placed fart to make both the tower and the enemies around it disappear. One last teleport gives us access to a bit more loot, and with the wheel here we can then fully open the gate to the next area, an area that holds our first small boss fight.
Come on, now's our only chance.
Aha! You're trapped. I'm a level 14 thief and the Dark Lord's chief assassin, and you will all perish here and now.
Douchebag, I'm stuck. Can you get me in?
My 3 Nazi cow minions will take care of you.
First of all, we want to blow up a way inside for Stan, who will then immediately send the first cow back down.
This should even things up. Douchebag, use Nagasaki to let Ike in.
Hey, no fair, guys. I can't let this thing go. Whatever.
On the other side of the tower we can do the same with Ike, who then sets fire to the chains holding the cow, and we can take care of the rest with a well-placed fart.
Hold on, it's almost there.
In the meantime, Craig is still busy hauling up the third and last cow,
I should have started this sooner.
and we sadly can't do anything else about this but to just stand here and wait.
You're gonna get it, Craig, you fucking traitor! Now let's see how you fare against the Dark Lord's chief assassin and a cow. Fucking weak, dude.
Alright, quick trick for this fight. It is actually possible to take out Craig before he gets a chance to attack. This is very useful because otherwise the fight could get pretty tough, and the key to success is to drink a speed potion and then to use the Plagues of Egypt twice. We want to make sure to use a good mixture of the different status effects that the Plagues of Egypt inflict. Doing a bit of damage is good and getting rid of Craig's armor is excellent. However, we also want to make sure to get at least 2 or 3 ability ups, because those will heavily support Cartman's next attack. Now, 2 Plagues of Egypt should be enough to take the cows out, and that is absolutely crucial to our success here, because we can now use a magic missile on Craig to get his health points even lower. And then, with 3 ability ups, Cartman's curse ability is actually enough to take care of the remaining 15,000 HP.
Dum-dum, basic Janice, dick face, butt plug, Christian, asshole, nutsack, cock, not very good luck. Damn it! Fuck yeah! You're our prisoner now, Craig. You're gonna be somebody's bitch right away.
Here, climb on up. Come on, we're almost to Clyde.
And that's it. That is Craig taken out, and the party now assembles to move on to Clyde. Before we continue, let's not overlook the chest on the left side here, as this gives us the last remaining piece for the knight outfit. Once we have everything we need, we can then once again move on.
Dad? What the hell are you doing here?
Oh, it's my favorite kid! Listen, I found out what they were doing at the women's clinic. They were looking for a candidate to put a snook into. They're gonna nuke all of South Park.
A snook?
You boys don't understand. They've put the snook here.
Who did?
Whoever these people are claiming to be Taco Bell. We should have known. We should have known Taco Bell is far too compassionate and caring to be so secretive. The quality of their character, like the quality of their food, should have never come into question.
Dad, where is the woman with the snook?
They didn't put it in a woman.
Well, all I remember was that there were these big government guys, and they wrestled me to the floor at my house. And then I remember thinking, well, this is fun, but wait, is that a thermonuclear device? I'd had some drinks, so putting a thermonuclear device up my ass wasn't completely out of the question. Oh, Jesus Christ, how long do I have?
We don't know, Mr. Slave, but it could be a matter of minutes.
Well, what are you waiting for? Pull it out!
No! We can't just pull it out! Snooks have triggers on them! We have to abort it! From inside!
Oh, come on, who knows how to do abortions and can get really, really small? Who could possibly be able to make themselves tiny and know something about abortions? Let's see. Who could there be?
Who could it be? Let me think.
There's got to be someone.
Well, who in the world could just fit that oddly specific description?
It seems like it'd be easy to find someone who could get small or could perform abortions, but both?
Well, maybe we find someone with that particular set of skills in the next episode. For today though, I think this is a perfect point to make the cut. We should now have about one more episode left and then the game is complete. So join me in the next episode when it's time to hopefully beat up Clyde, and in the meantime leave a thumbs up if you like this one, and of course if you want to support the channel then go ahead and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.